So you watched our other gas huffing video and you want to gas mine even faster inside of Wormholes. Well, this video's for you. So if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and gas huffing enjoyer. For the better part of 10 years now, this is going to be all about the Porpoise, the Magus, and yes, the Gnosis to be able to huff away. We will have a dedicated video for the Odysseus, the new gas huffing link extraordinaire, coming out very soon for the Catalyst expansion in New Eden. Let's talk about the different things you can do with this. There's a couple things you can link up, you can speed up your mining fleet with. The big boy is the Porpoise. No matter which one you choose, you need at least one Porpoise because the Porpoise can shrink, can compress the stuff into tiny amounts to be able to make sure you can haul it away and haul it back. Let me show you what the heck I'm talking about. It's the gas compressor. Now this goes into the high slot of your Porpoise. Let me take out the cloak here so we can show you. Okay, so medium gas compressor. It's this guy right here. If your siege timer is active, we're going to talk about that in just a sec. You can also compress your gas. This is going to make your gas way more easy to haul back to high sec and to sell, and really doesn't reduce its value that much. Okay, so consider having at least one Porpoise no matter what you bring in this video. Let's start with the Porpoise because we were just talking about it. This is going to be your on-grid fit. Notice the gas compressor ain't here. We're going to have one in the updated fit for you so you can make sure to get the best stuff. This is your on-grid fit. You're going to be boosting your people with a scanner. Here's one of my favorite things about being the Link FC into these boosty fleets. You can be boosting your fleet and getting some really excellent boosts coming in. And you can be scanning stuff down. You can scan down the wormhole for your various corp mates. It makes scanning down the infinite stuff that you have to scan down much more fun, okay? Because scanning, as we know, is not super engaging, okay? It is one of those things we need to improve. And by the way, while we're filming this, I'm literally huffing right now. So if you don't know, I am getting it right now. We're at 42 million ISK from the good old-fashioned stuff so far. We're going to keep helping our wormhole friends over at URSA that set us up in the C5 to be able to get all this content for you. So chat 07s for URSA. Make sure if you want to join a good wormhole corp, check out URSA. The link will be in the description for you. Thank you for that. Okay, so the Porpoise is going to be boosting your stuff, making you gas mine faster. You can scan stuff down to help your wormhole corp to make sure that everything's filled in. You have a cloak just in case you get hopped on, and you can warp to a safe and cloak up. This is important. Porpoise is kind of expensive. You want to have that kind of defense. What if your station is bubbled? No problems, no worries. You can warp to a safe, you can cloak up and keep it going. Not a covert ops cloak, and you cannot warp if your siege is on, so you have to be careful. Okay, so the siege is there for a couple of reasons. First of all, the siege lets you get bigger boosts if you want to push stuff. It lets you also compress if you will get rid of the cloak and put a compressor on there. It also increases your drone DPS. Something that I recommend you do for the Porpoise, and I'll make sure that the fit has an updated thing for you that can kill sleepers, is make sure that you have some medium drones on there. Now, it's not a lot of DPS, okay? So, ooh. And you can also, let me talk about this. Notice how the warp core stab is on and online. If you offline the warp core stab, you can call out a bunch of drones. You can call out 5 drones. Look at this. How many of you did not know this? Look at the drone bandwidth. Type 1 if you did not know this. Onlining the warp core stab means that you will lose half of your drones out in space. So you want to be kind of careful. You get to choose your experience here. Have you already killed the sleeper mobs that you're going to see at the end of this video that are warping onto the gas site, or do you want to make sure that you're safe from gankers? You get to choose your experience. I like to default the warp core stab is on so that we can keep it going. Choose your experience there. We like to keep one of these on there because we assume the Porpoise is going to get hopped on. This is one of your best anti-gank things. Everybody show me your best pop Nemos. I want to see him. Okay. Eye stab, very important. Look at this align time. The Porpoise gets sub 4 align with triple low frictions and 1 eye stab in the lows. That is bananas. This is on par with a blockade runner. Very big deal. Very big. I love the pop Nemos. Keep it coming. This is big. It means if you're paying attention and you're not sieged up, you can warp out and have a great time with it. Okay, so thank you for that. Good words coming in from Top secret. Good to see you. I definitely will. I definitely will. We have some shields to be able to tank the sleepers that will warp on site. This micro warp drive is for one thing and one thing only, to get to the center of the gas site. If you don't know what the hell that means, we're going to show you at the end of this video. Wait for the on-space portion of this video. You'll be able to get it done. The survey scanner is to see just how much is left in the gas site. Maybe your buddy's mined it before and you want to see. You don't need a Tech 2 survey scanner because it really only increases the range, and you'll be right on top of the gas cloud every time. You're going to see this. So make sure it's just Tech 1. Bring EC drones. You don't need mining drones. You don't need anything else, really. Bring whatever drones you would like that you can throw out in space, as long as you can still use the warp core stab. Have a good time with it. We will have an updated fit in the description for you with everything ready to go. You have your Porpoise and you have the compressor ready, but what if you want to go into a smaller wormhole that can't fit bigger ships? That's where the Magus and yes, other command destroyers come in. This is a fit of my own making that I worked with Chlorokin himself to create. Shout out to the Nomad lad. He indeed popularized this fit, and I pinged him this fit, said, what do you think? And he ideated it slightly, and now here we are. The Magus fit is going to be tiny and is much less expensive than the Porpoise, and is faster with a secret. The Magus fit, using double command processors in the rigs, is going to let you use skirmish, mining, form, and boost, 2 of them. So you can go faster links, and yes, you can even use a third one if you want to ore mine with this. We have it fit just in case. You don't need the double mining, form, and boost for gas mining. You do for ore mining for crystals. It's so that you can pivot to ore mining if you want it. I don't think I should just make a gas mining ship, whatever. I take this out into Potchfin as well to be able to make sure that my crystals are doing the right thing. So choose your experience, enjoy it, and get it done with the Magus. Let's talk about the high slots for just a sec. Notice the CPU is the CPU, chat, is overloaded. What do? You turn off the cloak in the highs. You keep it offline. It's a just in case Z's, so that if you get hopped on, you can maybe online it at a safe and then offline one of your command bursts and then cloak up and keep it going. That's what you do with the T3 destroyers. You can use a different one. I like the Magus. We have some shield to be able to survive. We have a survey scanner to know what the heck is close. Use the Tech 1 if you want. I use this in Potchfin, so I like to be able to ride a little bit further. Okay, the afterburner, I cannot make this more clear that if you're going to go around the cloud with the Magus fit, typically with the tier 3 destroyers, if this is the center of the wormhole cloud, and if this is how it looks around the outside, we're going to make it look like an actual wormhole cloud to be different. If you're going this way, you want to make sure that the speed of your Magus is similar to the speed of your prospects. What I mean is that you want to look at the speed, you want to have 2 accounts open, and you're going to be looking at the maximum speed your prospect ventures are going, and you want them to be similar to what this max speed is. So if you're on a monopropellant afterburner on your Magus going 1200, try to fit your ventures to go around 1200. A little bit faster, not a little bit slower, a little bit faster. That way they can always keep up with your command ship, with your Magus. Want your Magus to go a little faster? Fine. Use an MWD, no problems. Make sure your prospect and your venture are also using MWDs and go a bit faster. The nanos are for going faster. Okay, we are sub 4 align. That's a theme. Thank you very much. It's fantastic with the Magus and getting it done. And we do have a co-processor to be able to fit everything. The main reason to use these, it's already a great ship. The main reason to use these is because of the Boosh. Your single greatest defense mechanism, chat, is one Booshy boy. This is a module that only command destroyers can use. It will blip after a spool. Users that are close to you within 6K of you, 24 ships will be blipped 100 km away. If you're paying attention, and you get hopped on by a Loki, by the inevitable Proteus that's going to come after you, okay? If you boosh your ships away, and then immediately, I have a cold, chat, please pray for me. If you immediately covert ops cloak your Proteuses and warp your Magus away, you will not die. Now, chat, you are never safe in the Eve. But it's going to be really difficult to catch prospects that are fast, covert ops, and boost. It's going to be tough. So good luck catching a Magus prospect fleet. It's very, very excellent. So this Magus fit will, of course, be in the description for you. We do have drones as well, DPS drones to be able to push off things if needed. I want the Magus to die. If we get hopped on, I want the Magus to be killed because the prospects will have much more valuable loot in their wares and their cargo holds. So that's what this Magus is for. Check that fit in the description. Now, we featured this in our other video, and it's a bit of a meme, but not so much. Now, the Odysseus, some of you just saw that and went, ugh. Hold, pause. The Odysseus is coming out and is definitely going to replace the ship. I can tell you that straight up, okay? This ship is a Gnosis. It is a Sisters of Eve battlecruiser that can fly Lynx, the mining foreman burst. Can. It can also huff. That's the difference between this ship and the Porpoise. The Porpoise has links that will still speed up your ship, but they themselves cannot gas huff. This ship can. When the Odysseus comes out, we're going to have a full guide for just that ship. It's going to be great. Okay, so sub for that. You can get 5 huffers and link and hold stuff, and you can go nice and fast with this, going about 700. Now, you're going to fill up your cargo hold decently fast with the Gnosis. What do you do with the ship when you fill up the cargo hold? Well, you can jet can it and you can pick it up with your prospect. My prospect holds a crap ton. In fact, my prospect holds 12,500, and you're not going to have a problem with it. Here we can see, if I go back to my, if I go to my prospect character right here, you can see that he is currently sitting at 10K. I'm sitting at 50 million ISK on one character, having a good time. I can drop this into my Porpoise's carrier here. You could do something similar if you have a Gnosis, where you jet can it out of the Gnosis, pull it into the prospect. It holds more things and you can have a good time with it. I'm not going to tell you how to fly your fleet. There's a lot of different ways to slice this pie. I'm just giving you options how to fly these. It's pretty specific. Let's go show you how to fly these in space and go show you what's up with the various fleets. Gas huffing extraordinaire right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in space, recording, ready to go with our prospect fleet, with our Gnosis here as well. We featured the Porpoise and the Gnosis fits for you. Let's talk about positioning for your fleet. Everybody say once again, hi YouTube. Say you like huffing to YouTube. Do you like huffing? Tell YouTube that you like it. So there's a couple different ways to organize your fleet when you're doing your various things with gas huffing. If you have a Porpoise, I recommend you sit at the center of the gas cloud. Notice this big freaking gas cloud, okay? All of this is going to decloak the various PvP ships coming to get you. So if you have a Porpoise, I like to sit at the center. And where's the center? The center is where the little icon is, the harvestable cloud. Okay, so you can take your Porpoise and you can double click towards where all of the suck is happening. You see all that good slurping right there at the center. Once you get close, you can siege up and keep it going. Now, if you're in a small gang with no hull control, at the start of this video, you saw I don't recommend you have a Porpoise on grid. I recommend you run the Magus fit or the Gnosis fit that we like to feature before, and you orbit the clouds. You keep your afterburners on, you keep your micro warp drives on, you orbit the clouds to make sure that those gankers have a hard time getting to you, and you can keep the stuff going. The prospect we're in right now goes 3,000 in our afterburner with it on. You can check out the dedicated gas huffing video for the prospect venture fits that you can use. That's going to go well with you. So what the Porpoise? What do you do if you want to compress your gas and you don't want to put your Porpoise on grid? Have your Porpoise on a safe. Have your Porpoise go to a safe and either be cloaked up on the safe or be docked up in one of your structures, assuming you have hull control, okay? And then when you're ready, uncloak it and you can do your various cycles there, okay? The prospect is going to need not a lot of compression. You can see this, that this is the thing we recommended in our dedicated huffing video, that you don't need the Porpoise on grid because you don't need to compress. Typically in other areas of space like Pochfin, we need the Porpoise on grid because we need our coveters to compress the various, or we don't need to do that with the prospect because it has such a large cargo hold. And yes, with the Tech 1 scoops, it's going to take about 16 seconds to get, and two of these, 20 M3, 12,000 M3, it's going to take some time. You don't need it. So, do I not have compression on? Let me make sure. I don't even have compression on right now, so I'm going to have to redo that for this fit. So the fit in the description will have compression. This guy, I just straight up don't have it on this guy. Editor, keep this in. I want them to see my failures. I want them to see my failures, that I literally don't have compression on this guy. Amazing. Fantastic. Our Gnosis pilot's going to be furious with me because I don't have it on here. So I will refit it for compression a little bit later, chat. So you can warp around here. You want to understand that after about 20 minutes of being on the site, rats are going to spawn. We've already killed them. So it's another reason that you want to orbit the cloud, because when the rats come in, those sleepers are going to hit like trucks. And you want to get the hell out of Dodge. You want to move very fast and keep it going. Absolutely. So our URSA friends at the, our URSA Wormhole friends say we keep the Porp on grid for links. Usually you don't have both. There it is. There it is. And that makes sense to me because look, we don't need the compression. So our URSA friends are saying normally they don't run both. Normally they run the Porpoise like this. I'll put the compressor in the fit for y'all so you can see. These two mods, the booster and the core, are for the good boosts. If you are not sieged and using links, we call it dirty boosting, okay? It just makes it, you know, you don't have to have siege up. It's better if you have the siege up. What's this for? A cloak as a bug out tool. And yes, a scanner just in case you want to scan stuff down. If you're sitting on the site, you might as well be scanning stuff down too. So let's say you're orbiting and the rats warp in. What do? Well, the prospects, since they go so fast, you can just blip away. You can just double click in a direction in space and the prospects will go that way and be totally safe and not worry about things. The Gnosis or the Magus, you can also just blip away the Gnosis with its superior speeds. You're probably going to lose the Gnosis if something hops on you, but at least you won't lose the prospects. The Magus fit that we showcased you can be used to boosh your people away, and is one of my favorite ships to be able to do this with, and it's going to be fan-frickin-tastic. So we talked about the mobs. Always be descanning, duh, always. Have hull control, placement of your various things. Many of you are wondering, where's the Odysseus and the Pioneers, the brand new ships coming out in the EVE Catalyst expansion? Those are coming out on the Wormhole Guides playlist, dedicated videos for those brand new ships that will change how we do this. So make sure you enjoy that Wormhole playlist and sub right here for the best EVE Guides. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very, very much.